Hello guys, this is a 14 game NBA slate for Wednesday, November 27th. So with such a big slate, I'm just going to go over only the guys that I'm interested in playing. So starting off at point guard, I'm going to be looking a little bit down here just for now. I think that there's definitely going to be value that opens up that can allow you to get up here, but right now, based on the injuries of this slate so far, I think I'm going to go with the mid-range, which is going to be my first guy, Malcolm Brogdon, 6.8K. His price is still too cheap. He's a guy that got up to the 8Ks before his injury, and even in a tough match against Utah, Mike Conley, a very solid defender. So far, they're ranked kind of towards the middle of the pack, actually, against opposing point guards. And Malcolm Brogdon has such a good usage rate. This matchup, if Rudy Gobert were to miss, then it's going to be a whole lot better for Brogdon. His minutes were a little bit down. They were only at 30 because of a blowout towards the end of the game. So he actually lost minutes there. He shot the ball pretty well, and he's just a guy that's going to be able to get you stats in every category. So I really like Brogdon. He's just too cheap right now. Next is going to be Kemba Walker. He's also too cheap, 6.7K against Brooklyn. Brooklyn plays pretty fast, and Boston's going to be paced up. Kemba Walker coming back from injury, playing at home. I think he only missed one game, so he should be totally fine now. And the price is just too low for a guy like Kemba Walker. He has legitimate 8x upside, and the matchup is definitely a good one against Brooklyn, who aren't that great of a team defensively. So I like Kemba. Would prefer Brogdon over Kemba right now. And then next, Draymond Green, 5.7K. He's questionable, but I think obviously if he plays, then I think he's going to be a very good option. You can play him at small forward, all those spots. So he's very versatile. This is a very good matchup, being at home against the Bulls, who are not a good defense at all. And we know that without all the other Warriors starters, Draymond's going to have to do a whole lot for this team. So if he's going to be playing, if he's not limited, his price is definitely way too cheap for the kind of triple double upside that he does bring. But my favorite play on this slate is going to be Ricky Rubio at 5.5K. This is going to be a very fast-paced matchup, and it has the highest game total right now. It's, I believe, at 240 right now. Washington, they're going to be on a back-to-back. They played tonight against Denver, at Denver, so they're going to be traveling, and they were kind of a blown out. Their starters didn't really play a whole lot except for Bradley Beal, who played 30 minutes, but everyone else was under, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But again, it is a back-to-back, but Ricky Rubio, he's going to be on the opposite side of the ball, playing at home, returning from injury. So as long as he's not limited, I think that even if he plays like 30 minutes, this price, 5.5K for the type of player that he is, he's able to get you so many points in just all these stats. He's a very good steals guy as well. He doesn't really need to shoot a whole lot or really well, actually. He's gotten 5x. I mean, if you look at his price at 5.5K, he has gotten over 30 pretty much every game except Atlanta and then Sacramento, of course, but that was due to injury. So, in such a fast paced environment where there's so many ways for him to get stats, this is just way too good of a play, and he's just way too cheap. He should really be like 7.5K or something. So, he's going to be my favorite play on the slate as of right now, as long as he's not limited. Next is going to be Lonzo Ball, 4.9K. It was a blowout last game, so his minutes, we don't really know how many he was going to play. But he has been on a 20 and 25-minute restriction recently. So if that were to go up, or if he were to get his starting role, I think that he's going to be an excellent play here against the Lakers. I'm not really targeting for revenge. It's just really the price and how great of a fantasy player he is. He's able to do everything. He's a pretty big point guard, and he's not afraid to take shots. He's been actually taking a whole lot of shots, a whole lot of threes. So 3-point bonus, all of that. We know how good of a passer he is. This price is way too cheap if he's going to be able to play like 30 minutes, even in a tough matchup against the Lakers defense. Next is going to be the Wizards guards, Isaiah Thomas and Ish Smith, 4.6K, 4.3K. Yes, it is a back-to-back, but just the game environment, if this game stays close, which it should. The starting point guard and the backup point guard, really, they usually split minutes, but I think that just both of them in this game in the high game total, that they could definitely both get there. I definitely would not recommend playing both in the same lineup, and you really don't need to. It's just such a big slate. Like, there's a lot of other options, a lot of value plays, so you don't need to do that. But just the game environment, I think it makes these point guards very interesting. And then Dennis Smith Jr. is 3.7K against Toronto. Very tough matchup for him. But Frank Ntilikina is currently questionable. RJ Barrett has an illness, but he did say he will play. But he is also listed as questionable. And Kevin Knox is actually doubtful. And when we saw the Knicks last game, when Kevin Knox got into foul trouble, they actually subbed in Dennis Smith Jr. Directly for him. And so they ran a unit of Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, Marcus Morris, Taj Gibson, and Julius Randle. So they're actually very willing to play both these guards together. So if Ntilikina were to miss, then Dennis Smith Jr. probably plays a lot more than the minutes that he's been playing. So I'd probably say like at least mid 20s in minutes, and I think that 3.7K even in a tough matchup is definitely definitely makes DSJ a solid value play. And then if John Morant were to be out, Tyus Jones is a very solid fantasy friendly player because of how well he's able to just flip the stats. He's a very good passer. He gets a whole lot of assists. He actually gets a whole lot of steals. They've been down recently this season, but it's also just the minutes. He's not getting as much. And if John Morant were to miss, we've seen him like when he was on Minnesota. If we were to start, get upper 20s in minutes, low 30s, he's definitely going to do really well, at least like 20 DraftKings points. And he's only 3.2K. That's the thing. He could totally 10x his salary at this price. So Tyus Jones is going to be an absolute lock if John Morant were to miss this game. Now moving on to shooting guard, Devin Booker, 8.5K. Again, like Ricky Rubio, this is such a tremendous spot for all the Phoenix Suns players, but particularly Rubio because his price is very low. But if there's like some kind of restriction, foul trouble or something, Devin Booker can absolutely go off in this spot. He's a guy that we know has all the upside in the world. He's such a gifted scorer, and if he were to rebound a little bit better, have one of his upside rebounding games, I guess, with just the ball handling that he still gets, 8.5K in this high scoring game, it's going to be a very solid play. So I like Booker. And I definitely don't have a problem if you want to play Booker and Rubio together in the same lineup. Next is Lou Will, 6.9K against Memphis. They're going to be paced up. They're on a back-to-back, but that should mean that Kawhi Leonard is going to rest. We'll have to see on Paul George. But Lou Will, he should play this game. So if Kawhi were to miss, that definitely helps Lou Will. Also with Montrezl Harrell, but more so Lou Will because of the ball handling and the usage bump that he's going to get. This is a very nice matchup. Pace up. Not that great of a defense, so I like Lou Will even though his price is up, but that's expected because of just them being on back-to-back and how the Clippers have been managing Kawhi Leonard's injuries or load management. And next is going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic, 6.4K. This is a very tough matchup, and he's probable, so he should play. But just without De'Aaron Fox, he's going to be able to, or he has to do a whole lot for this team, and just the usage, ball handling, it's going to be very high for him. So even a tough match against Philadelphia, they have so many good defenders, but the price is actually down for this matchup, so it's already built into that price tag. So I like Bogdan just as a price play. Not going to be a core play, but just something that's interesting. And Evan Fournier, 6.4K against Cleveland. He's a guy that is going to have to take on a whole lot bigger of a role, just more shots. And he wasn't a tough matchup against Detroit last time, so he didn't do that well. He didn't shoot well at all. But against Cleveland, a team that definitely has a lot worse of a defense, Detroit plays slow, Cleveland plays slow as well, but it is a way better matchup, so I do like Fournier. Same price tag, 6.4K, definitely fair. And he should push for around 20 shots. Next, a value play, Jordan McRae. This guy, he won me, a good amount on this slate. And he's gonna be on a back-to-back, but still, the game environment, the high game total, makes him a very solid value play. If there for somehow isn't a lot on this slate, definitely I would expect there to be other options because it is a 14-game slate. But Jordan McRae is definitely a very talented scorer. We've seen him like in the G League and stuff. He's definitely known for scoring the ball. And the Wizards have been known to run their hot hands. So McRae can definitely just close the game over like Troy Brown. So McRae makes for a solid value play as well right now. And moving on to small forward, it's going to be one guy here, and that's going to be Paul George without Kawhi Leonard, probably. Paul George, 8.6K against Memphis. Memphis is not great defensively, particularly against like forwards. So Paul George, his price 8.6K. It's coming up a bit now, but if Kawhi Leonard would have missed this game, it's definitely going to be very good. He had a really good game today. He was shooting the ball really well. He was just absolutely a beast defensively, getting 6 steals, and he's taking a whole lot of threes. So, and he's shooting a really good percentage as well. So, in a pace-up matchup, even though it is a back-to-back, he only did play 29 minutes, so he should be fine for this game as well. So, I do like Paul George quite a bit if Kawhi were to miss. And then for power forward, Giannis 12.4K. His price is really up there, but for a 14-game slate, if there's going to be value, definitely Giannis is going to be the guy that I want to pay up for. And then Anthony Davis 10K. This is going to be probably a bit popular of a play just because of the revenge narrative, but it's just the matchup, the pace up for the Lakers, how New Orleans doesn't really have anyone. Derek Favors is questionable, so there's a chance that he could play, but still Favors is a undersized center, and the guys that they got, Okafor, he's not a good defender. He's gonna probably easily get in foul trouble. Same thing with Jackson Hayes. He's just a rookie. He's really raw, and then Nico Melli, he's definitely not gonna be able to handle AD. So I just think Anthony Davis is in such a great matchup here. 10K, I probably would have paid for like 11K, honestly. So Anthony Davis, 10K, pace up everything. He has so much upside, and obviously it's, you put the narrative in there, then yeah, AD just a terrific play for this slate. Gonna be my top spend up option. And then Blake Griffin, 7K against Charlotte. He has not been good this season, but Charlotte, they definitely are one of the worst teams in the league. So Blake Griffin, this could be finally his breakout game of the season. He hasn't had one, but this could be it. His price is 7K, very, very fair. If his minutes are going to be there in the low to mid 30s, definitely he should be able to do pretty well in this matchup. So I like him. He's going to be low owned, so I like that. And then LaMarcus Aldridge, 6.9K against Minnesota. He plays a lot better at home, and 6.9K, his price is going down for some reason. He's been pretty solid recently, and we know how great of a post player he is. Robert Covington and Towns, they probably will both guard him, but Covington, as great of a defender as he is, he's just undersized to guard a guy like Aldridge. And again, just at home in this game, it's not going to be like a high game total, but definitely it's not that tough a matchup defensively. So the Spurs, they've actually been pretty bad this year. So this game could be one that the Spurs just definitely show out and do really well. So I like Aldridge. He's just a bit too cheap. And then Larry Nance, 6.3K if Kevin Love were to miss, just like how it's been on recent slates. If Love's out, Nance just pushes for 30, over 30 in minutes, and he's a guy that can definitely get you a double-double. He's a very hustle player, and he gets you defensive stats as well. He's probably not going to shoot that many shots, but against Orlando, it's going to be a very low game total, but he's a guy that doesn't rely on scoring that much, so I think he's still very much in play if Love were to miss. And then moving on to center, Bam Adebayo, 7.5K. If Clint Capella is going to be out, then this is going to be a very nice matchup for Adebayo because Houston does not rebound the ball that well. Capella himself has been rebounding like a monster, but that's why if he's out, Bam becomes a really good play because Tyson Chandler just is not a good player at this stage in his career, and Bam is just so much younger and athletic and can definitely control the paint in this game. His price is very fair, so he's not going to be high owned at all. So I like him. He definitely has 50-point upside in his matchup if Capella were to miss. And then if Kevin Love were to miss, then you can definitely go with Tristan Thompson, even though it does seem like a tough matchup. Please just note that Mo Bamba, Kem Birch are going to be the centers, not Vucevic, so it's not going to be as tough a matchup as that ranking appears. And then Thomas Bryant, 6K, I think is very intriguing because of the pace-up spot. Phoenix, they're going to be without Aaron Baines, so it's going to be Frank Kaminsky, who's not a good defender, even though he's 7 foot. And also Chick Diallo, who's a tougher kind of guy, but he's only 6'8", and he's pretty skinny. So Thomas Bryant can definitely just outwork him in the paint. 6K, too cheap for him if this game stays close, which it should, and just the high game total. The minutes Thomas Bryant usually sees if this game does stay close and he's not in foul trouble. He's going to see low 30s in minutes, pushing mid 30s, so 6K, way too cheap for him. It's going to be the Boston centers, Enes Kanter and Robert Williams at 4.1K. Kanter I like because Brooklyn's been the target for centers. And last game he was 3.7K, so obviously it's not as great of a play in terms of value, but this is a way better matchup against Brooklyn because of the pace, and also Brooklyn against centers are not as great. And Kanter got 13 and 9, so I think in this matchup, if we were to get 25 or possibly more minutes, if we were to play really well, which he certainly could because it is Brooklyn. Even with Kemba Walker back, Kanter is a guy that is just very efficient in the paint. He gets a lot of rebounds, and he's not a good defender at all, but he can definitely get like layups and dunks, easy touches around the rim, and he definitely gets you a double-double. So with that bonus on DraftKings, he's definitely a guy that can get you easily 5x. I think that could be a lock here. I think that he definitely has the potential for near 7, 8x. And then Robert Williams, 4.1K. He's going to be a pivot, but also it's because he's power forward eligible. So you can get multiple centers, really, if you want to play some other guys. Like if you want to get to Bam or Tristan, something like that, then you can't play Kanter. So you can get Robert Williams, who's going to see similar minutes. And he's not as great of an offensive threat, but he's a way better defender. And he gets you blocks and steals, so he can make up for it in that way. And then Chick Diallo, also at 4.1K, could make for a pivot depending on just how the ownership goes, but not something I'm going to worry about on such a big slate for right now. He's a guy that saw massive minutes. Like, he barely even got a rest in the second half. He subbed in like quickly, and he just never left the floor. 36 minutes is probably not something that we're going to see because Washington, it's not Nikola Jokic, so they don't run their offense through him. So Kaminsky's not going to be like as targeted, but Diallo, he's a very efficient fantasy player, and he's a guy who can get you double-double, get you some blocks. So 4.1K, if he's able to see really like 20, mid-20s in minutes or something, or over that, then he's definitely going to be a very solid value play in this matchup against the Wizards, who are the team that gives up the most fantasy points to opposing centers. So those are the guys that I like on this slate. For my favorite play, it's going to be Ricky Rubio at point guard, and then I'm going to plug in Malcolm Brogdon for now, and Tyus Jones, and then Anthony Davis. I think these four are my favorite plays. I think you can include Kanter in there, but he's definitely going to be like the fifth guy. So I think those 5 guys are going to be my recommended plays for this video, for this big Wednesday slate. So it's going to be Thanksgiving on Thursday, no NBA games, so hopefully all of you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that day with your families, and thank you guys for watching this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, you can ask me any questions in the comments below. I know I didn't go over all the plays, but it is such a big slate, so I don't want to make it too long. Also, if you want to just DM me or at me on Twitter at Bobfuls, you can do that as well. I'll make sure I can get back to you as soon as I can. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.